Okay, so this gives us the sentence sptwachs sptib chiags nu splats gliag sptwach ops zgliag sptwach zden. Oh, we have a winner. I love it. Okay. Hello, if you are now joining us on YouTube in the far future, welcome. Welcome, my name is Colin Gorey. This is a channel all about language learning, conlangs, linguistics, all sorts of good stuff like that. So if that sounds like your bag, then please do subscribe. Today, we are going to be finishing what I like to affectionately call ruining Toki Pona, which is actually just a relexification project. So we're taking the Toki Pona grammar and we're changing all the words around. The grammar stays the same, but the words are different, and the words are very different. And so if you have not seen the first video and you're watching this later on YouTube, go see the first video first. And then you can come back and see how we finish it off here. But I think without further ado, let's just get started. So away we go. Okay. So if you have not seen this project before, a little bit of background. Toki Pona is a language that is a sort of minimalistic constructed language. It has grammar that you can fit on a single two-sided sheet, grammar and vocabulary. It's a very, very small set of roots, 120 or so. And what we're doing is we are taking these roots and giving them new phonological shape. And as you can see, Toki Pona itself has a very simple syllable structure. We have basically a CV structure with N as the only coda that's allowed. So we have lipu, palisa, and pan, CV, 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 and CVN. We have kind of taken this in a different direction. So let's show you what we've done so far. Okay, so we have words, instead of yan, we have sptwach. Instead of ali, we have kyak. Instead of ni, we have butte. That was a debut, DB, debut. That's right here. We have words like, instead of having these little grammatical particles as separate words, we have them as suffixes. So instead of yan, li, so instead of yan, li, toki, e, ni, we have sptwachs, sptib, gr. Oh no, I read the wrong line. Sptwachs, zgliaks, debut. So as you can see, this is utterly ruined in the most glorious way. So basically what happened was we were going to do it all last time. We didn't finish it. So we have to finish it. But before we do that, there's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to change one word. Because I was looking up the phonotactics of ejectives, and it's very common that you will have the ejective only be the last consonant or at least the last in a cluster of stops. So and it makes sort of sense when you make an ejective like you hear that the ejective quality after. So if you're not releasing that consonant, you're going right into another stop, you're not necessarily going to hear the ejective. So let's make this sptib like that. So I should use some technology here. I should use the find and replace. We got to replace this. Take out one of those ejectives. Let's do it. All right, there we go. And let us continue. So we have well, why don't I read it out first, just so that we can get into the swing of things. So this is the Tower of Babel story. If you're not familiar, we have the English on the on the right-hand side. Directions are a thing that I understand very well. Let's move my camera so you can see everything. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, sptwach kiaks. Sorry. Sptwach kiaks wants zgliak bdas. Sptwachs sptib gerschud gesptib sungs sptib ziu snargs wilin swa debut. Easy peasy. Sptwachs zgliaks debut. Hey sptib woigzar hey ogs klim. Hey Woims ook. Sptwach gezargs zgliaks debut. Gij sptib. Woigzar gij ogs klak mtef ut. All right. Glodge klak mtefgs swa chloep. Glik ge woigzar gij sptib ut. Woi noobs debut. I hope you're enjoying this. Woi gzargs swa as den gzar, sptwach glodgs sptib, hjags deps klaks klakmtef. Sptwach glodgs zgliaks debut. Jek debuten ogs zizios ogs lub rnek gzar. Oi nu ziu hjags nu something zgliak sptwach gzar debut. It looks like we have a word that we haven't translated yet. And then the last sentence we've done, woi nus debut sptwachs ogs zgliak sptwachs. So, you know, it's just an easy language to pronounce in general. I think you know, anyone could do that with, you know, 30 seconds of practice. I certainly could. So let's clean up a few more things. One thing that I would like is if we're going to have clusters of obstruents, things like stops and fricatives. If we're going to have clusters of obstruents, I'd like them to all agree in voicing, just so that this is a bit more achievable of a challenge. So we have a, we have a suffix x, and I think what we would like is for this to agree in voicing with the final coda, a coda consonant. So when we have uk, we're not going to have ukgs, we're going to have uks. So something like this, uks. That's a little bit more reasonable, I think. And let's see if there are any other instances. Yes, here's one where I kind of noticed it. Sptwachgs. I think this would make a lot more people happy if we had sptwachs. Sptwachs. Similarly here, rwetks, bdasks, this kind of thing. Glodgs, that's fine because it's voiced. Let's see, anything else where we need to change it? Gzargs, that's fine. Mtefks, yeah, let's devoice that. And anything else that needs our attention? Yeah, just this one here. Sptwachs. Sungs, that's fine. Kyaks. So this is the this li particle or suffix in our case is the thing that marks a that comes after a subject that is not the first or second person pronoun and before the verb phrase. So, you know, whether we want to call that a nominative marker or maybe a finite marker, I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe there are additional facts about Toki Pona that could help us decide and give a cool, good analysis, but I do not know what they are at this point. Okay, so then let's take this voicing assimilation and keep it going. So we have this allomorphy where we have orgs instead of orgs, which is very much like the English plural when you have z after z after voiced consonants and s after voiceless consonants. So we have this allomorphy, which is super cool and super awesome, and that's good. We do it here as well. Noobs. Are there any other opportunities to do this? Here's another one. Orz. This or is the verb, I believe, to do, to make, to build, and it has this a in Toki Pona. It's this a particle after it, which seems to be kind of like an accusative marker, but in our version, this is not an independent. This is not an independent word, but it suffixes onto the verb. So maybe we could consider that a clitic. I think that would be the best analysis of it. So we have these enclitic, these enclitic particles, z, so they both agree in voicing with the consonant that they're next to, and they are either s or z for the accusative marker, this a, and for the subject marker or the finite verb marker, whatever goes in between the subject and the verb phrase, we have gz or x after voiceless consonants. Okay, so I think that's basically all I wanted to do. Here's a stray gz. All right, so we have to find out what this verb is going to be here. This question mark. We need something that is break, I believe. Yeah, we need a break word. And so what we can do is make this something like, actually, let's get the, let's get the phonology up beside us, because I think that would be helpful. So zoom up. Look at that. Would you look at that? Here it is. Well, here it is. So we have the phonology in plain view, hopefully. Okay. So then we've got all these beautiful consonants. Let's do something like for break. Well, first of all, let me ask you, viewers, do you have any suggestions? Given that we have this constant inventory here, this vowel inventory here, maybe I can make this a little bit bigger. Can I? Make it a little bit bigger for you. And let's, yeah, okay. So we need I need some phonological shapes. I need one for break. This verb to break. So we can have something to replace these question marks. If you're new to the show, a big theme of this show is me struggling with getting all the windows where they should be. So just treat that as part of the experience. That's my earnest request. Okay, so while I wait for someone who has some creativity in the chat, oh, we have a winner. Anthony, thank you. We have splat, which works in our phonology perfectly. Okay, so this gives us the sentence: Voi nu ziu chiags nu splats gliag resptoach gzar debut. Bingo. I love it. Okay. And then in this next sentence, what is going on with this b? Oh, yes, this should be suffixed here. And here, I think we're going to do the same thing. The negative marker will also agree in voicing. So we have ops, voinus debut, sptwach, sptwachs, ops, zgliak, sptwach, zden, obviously. All right, moving on. And we have the person above, so we don't need to translate the proper name of God. Last time we said before that we're going to refer to what's in the English version, the Lord, as person above. And I think that should hopefully keep everyone reasonably happy. So we have, I'm going to bring up the vocabulary. We have, do we have enough room? We do. Okay, so we have, maybe move down there. There we go. Jan, we have sptwach. So let's get that in here. Sptwach sewi, above is glod. Sptwach glod. And then we have a li, which is going to be gz. Then we have the verb kama, to come, and this is sptyub. And then we have this a particle, this accusative marker, which is going to be s, which will voice to z after the voiceless coda of sptyub. And then we have the demonstrative, which is debut. Perfect. These are some additional forms if we need them. I'll take these and I'll put them off screen so that we're not distracted. Yoink. Okay. What's next? Sptwach. X. Li is going to be gz underlyingly, but it's going to devoice because it's beside this voiceless velar fricative ch. So sptwach. X. Then we have this word located, which is my absolute favorite word of this Conlang, which is swa. Swa. That's one syllable, people. Swa. Land, many. I believe land is just a schwa because we can still be minimalistic when we want to be. And many is gzar. Gzar. Samuel, the only thing you missed was me accidentally talking for like 10 seconds with the mic off. So, you know, you may have missed a laugh, but you can catch up on it on the replay later if you're so inclined. We also did make a few decisions about some phonotactics. The biggest one is that we're going to be making our enclitics, so gz and s. We're going to have them assimilate in voicing to the coda, to any coda consonant of their host. So we have glodgs, but we also have sptwachs. So that's kind of fun, and a pretty common thing that's going to help me a lot with the pronunciation. Right. Okay. So sptwach, glodgs, sptyubs, debut. Sptwach, swa gzar. So land many. Ken ala goes to gzar. And then this needs this li, which is going to be our enclitic gz. And then we need this verb can. Do we have it? Oh, sorry, can. Do we have it? I don't think we have it yet. So let's take advantage of one of our suggestions from last time, which is to use these kind of lovely things here. Oo. Oo is going to be can. And it needs a negative, so oob. And then we have ogs, do, accusative, and then this tomo word, which means house, which is clock. Okay. We need to add this to our lexicon. So we are translating ken, K-E-N. So let's put that up here. And let's do K-E-N. And let's call that, oops, that's ooh. Okay. We are moving along. Okay, then we have this word, this sentence, therefore is the name of it called Babel. In Toki Pona, nimi pima tomo ni li pape tan ni. So the name of the land house, I believe this means city. Could be wrong. Any Toki Pona speakers correct me. Matomo, land house. City, name of land house demonstrative, so name of this city is Babel from this. So the name of this city is Babel from this, roughly speaking. So let's just go and relexify this sentence. So we have, instead of nimi, we have glik. Instead of p, we have r. Instead of ma, we have a. Instead of tomo, we have clock. Instead of ni, this demonstrative, we have debut. Instead of Babel, so this is getting Toki Ponified as pape. We can probably do a little bit. I want to say we can do a little bit better. Our morpheme structure constraint, if you will remember, it's over in the phonology, is this, which means I think all we can get out of this would be Bob. But we can capitalize it to tell people that it's a proper name. Okay, and then from, rer. Oops. I'm becoming like a maestro with all these copying and pasting, but instead of a maestro, I'm someone who's very incompetent at it, but otherwise very close. All right. Then next we have Yansewi, the person above, Sptwach Glodgs. Then we need our splats, because it has a direct object. This a in Toki Pona, s in our language, introduces a direct object. And then we need speak of person all, so the speech of all people. Toki piyan ali. So Toki translates to zgliak. P translates to r. Sptwach is yan, and ali is kyak. Perfect. Okay. One more sentence to go. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Metathesis to get blob. Samuel. Excellent idea. Blob. Yeah, we're being faithful to these consonants at all costs. Not so much to the order, but that sounds awesome. Okay, so next up, what's next? Yansewi Yahweh li tawa e yantawa mamute tan ma tomopape. So here we can just go with our translation. Sptwach glod, the person above, translating the Lord. We have li introducing a finite verb, or potentially just coming after a a subject. For some reason, I want to translate this as a verb finiteness marker rather than as a nominative case, because we have, well, maybe this is too far afield, but we have this situation where we have two particles. Let's go into the cheat sheet for a second. We have two particles. We have this particle li that separates the subject and the verb. Soeli li moku. The cat is eating, or the animal is eating, I think, more generally. And then we also have this particle e, which separates the direct object from the rest of the sentence. So this seems to me like an accusative case marker. But if that's an accusative case marker, it goes before the noun, the accusative, the direct object, the noun phrase. And then this li goes after the subject, which to me seems like you would have either exclusively your case markers all before or your case markers all after. There may be some exceptions to that. I don't know. But I think the question would be, what happens in clauses like for me to, or for the cat to eat would be delightful. How would we do that in Toki Pona? I'm not sure. That would be, I think, the crucial example. Okay, so that's an aside. But this explains hopefully why I'm kind of calling it one thing one time and another thing the next. Back to our, oh, don't go over there yet. Back to our relex. So, sptwach glodgs. And this can stay gz because we have a voiced coda here, glodgs. Then we need to translate go to, which is tawa. Our word for that is ziu. Ziu. And then we have this a accusative marker, which is s. This does assimilate to the voicing of any coda. Let's say coda obstruent, so we can still have Zeus. So it won't necessarily assimilate to a W. Sptwach, glodgs, Zeus, and then we have another instance of person, so sptwach, and then another instance of go to, so ziu, and then land, which is oops, give me a schwa, someone. Give me a schwa. Samuel writes in that some sentences are not possible in Toki Pona, such as direct comparison. So maybe we can't have non-finite clauses. I don't know. I'm going to call it I'm going to call it a finite marker, finite verb marker, and interesting paper we could write about that if we had the inclination. So sptwach glodgs zius sptwach ziu land many mute, or in our case gzar from land house pap Babel tan matomo pape, from the city of Babel, I think. So then let's go here, ger, and ger, and what was house? It was clock, and then blab. Okay, we have finished our translation. There's only one more word we need, which is that we can name this language. So we need an equivalent of Pona. Good. So I'm going to get up the phonology here, and I would love to hear your opinion. What can we use? What can we use for good in this language? Because we're not going to call this Toki Pona anymore, we're going to call it Zgliak something. Zgliak. So that's the final challenge. Think about that as I attempt to do a final read through of this text. I'm going to get some water first because this is going to be a workout. Get right into the proper mindset. Sptwach kjaks once sgliak das. Oops, is this? Yeah, that's the start. Okay, I'll start over again. Sptwach kjaks once sgliak das. Sptwachs sptib ger schud gesptib songs sptib ziu es nargs ulin swad buut. Sptwachs zgliaks buut. Ge sptib woigzar ge ogs klim. Ge chnoims ook. Sptwach gzargs skliaks debut. Ge sptib woi gzar ge ogs klak mtef goed. Glodge klak mtefks swa chloep. Glik ge woi gzar ge sptib goed woi noobs buut. Let's scroll down. Woi gzargs swa as den gzar. Sptwach glodgs sptib chiags deps klaks klak mtef. Sptwach glodgs skliaks debut. Sptwachs swa roetks wans skliak bedasks ogs klak mtef. Jek buut ux zios ogs lub rnek gzar. Woi nu ziu chiags nu splats zgliak gesptwach gzar debut. Woi nus debut sptwachs ops zgliak gesptwach zden. Sptwach glodgs sptibs debut. Sptwachs swa gzargs ub ogs klak. Glik klak debut blab ger debut. Sptwach glodgs splats skliak sptwach kjak. Sptwach glodgs zius sptwach ziu gzar ger klak blab. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that was a success. We still need our word for good, though. We're looking for something with some ejectives. Are there any sounds we haven't used? I think we've used all of the sounds that we have available to us, but we could do something like, I think we should do something really, really meaty for this word. So maybe we could just use the entire, let's use the entire morpheme structure. Let's, we're going to write it. I'll just write it here. Oh no, I'll write it here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so we have zgliak, that's Toki, and Pona is going to be maybe S, S, K, ejective P, skp, wa, squawk, squawk. Oh dear, why do I do this to myself? Squawk, squawk. I don't know, something like that. So the language could be then zgliak, squawk, squawk. Oh, I don't think I could do it to myself. If anyone of you can pronounce this, you're a better, just a better human being than I am. Skpwak. Skpwak. Oh, I think I did it that time. So that's the language. I'm going to rename this spreadsheet. You can all see me do it. This is now Sklak Skpwak. Done. Okay. Victory. We've achieved victory. What do you think? Did we absolutely ruin this language? Is it awful? Do you love it? Are you going to start speaking it exclusively from now on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you're on YouTube, please do consider perhaps subscribing, perhaps liking the video if you did like it, leaving a comment if you have any other words that you'd like to add to this language. And thank you so much for joining.